Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Louisiana. And we are in a division. That's right, I actually am in a division. One of the guys that watches the channel quite a bit and I tend to run into at night when I'm trying to get these videos out ends up asking a couple of different times recently if I had time to div up. So tonight I said, yep, let's do it. So we jumped in and played a few games, and we had some good ones, and this is one of them. And unfortunately, the other one was right after this, and I am a potato and didn't hit record. So we lost the good one. I had a, this is a good one too, but I lost a 230, I think it was 233,000 damage, 3,100 base XP Conqueror game. And yeah, it's unfortunate. And it was a close game, went right down to the wire and everything. I ended up with a sacrifice play to make sure that my destroyer was able to get away from everybody clean and win the game. Which is a good thing, because our other destroyer did something incredibly goofy in that one, but so unfortunate you guys won't get to see it. This is why I try to record everything, and I can't believe that I goobered. I goobered! But it's okay. But we had a good time. It was fun chit-chatting back and forth with him while we were playing. Whether we're in a division or not, we always usually have a pretty good conversation. That's usually us just laughing at the goofiness going on in the match. But as I push forward, we just happen to be on our favorite map. You guys know Estuary is one of my favorite maps in the game. But not only that, but what you guys are about to witness is Louisiana doing Louisiana things on this map. You guys already know. These airstrike ships become so much more dangerous in a small map. Now you'll notice that as soon as I pull the trigger on that guy and drop the torps, I'm like, oh god, the Klebert's here. What is he doing? So I'm trying to turn around. I'm like, oh god, please turn the guns, as we absolutely obliterate the broadside of the Schlieffen with torpedoes, hitting that Schlieffen totally for 36,000 damage, and then turning my guns all the way around to be able to target the Klebert with the front guns and the rear turret. Rear turret of justice and truth, bonk, takes him down. And just like that, we're up to 45,000 damage and our first kill. And Harley was like, who just saved me? I was like, me. Of course. I ain't gonna let my dude out to die. Believe it or not, I support my peoples. But we're gonna turn this big old boat back around and try to get back in range to shoot some stuff. And you'll notice that about the time that I get turned back around to be able to shoot at something, the Musashi's gonna put himself in the firing range. It's perfect. Like, he's in firing range of my guns, but he's about to be in firing range of my airstrike. And like I said, these small maps are so devastating to be against airstrikes on. Whether it's Louisiana, whether it's Howden, whether it's any of the Dutch heavy crew or the Dutch airstrikes, whether it's D7P, all these small maps make these airstrikes so much more powerful because they can attack pretty much anyone at any time. Meaning you don't know if you're the one under the gun until it's too late. Till the torps are already in the water and you're like, oh god, it's me this time. And speaking of, hello Musashi, hold these. Mans has just pulled out full broadside in front of the entire team. And by the time he realizes that he's about to get yeeted, it's far too late. We get a shot at his broadside as well. We're going to tickle his fancy. And then the torpedoes are going to arrive and... yeah, that stings. That's all 6 torpedoes hit. That's like 25k damage every time. May have been a little bit less because we hit the belt armor of the Musashi, which reduces it by about 50%. But still devastating, right? But as we get another shot, we're trying to hit the radar cruiser next, and we knew he was shooting at us. That's why we slowed down. And now you'll see that now that we slowed down, we got the Schlieffen on my left, so I don't want to pull the trigger here because, oh my god, what is the defense doing? Really, defense? See, these are the guys that don't pay attention to what's going on the map. Like, this guy just backs out right in front of everybody broadside. And I'm not the only one here. There's another battleship right next to me. I get a Citadel, and then, of course, the second shells just completely whiff. That is unfortunate. But, as we're contemplating ruining this Schlieffen, you can see that we do have a Grosse Kurfürst that's pushing in on him. You can see that there's a Grosse Kurfürst in the back left corner as well. And then there's an unknown destroyer out there, which turns out to be a Shima. But we don't know exactly where he ended up, right? We know he was on the left side, but I go ahead and try to help out my team. I drop the Torp Strike in there, assuming that this Kurfürst is already dead, and of course the Schlieffen tries to open up the broadside a little too much. He gets absolutely punished for it, and before my Torps get there, unfortunately, he's going to go down. So, a little bit of a wasted drop there, but we're still going to have us a game, because believe it or not, our team is going to try to throw this. And this is how these games are done, right? Like, when we get these gigantic games, like a 200,000, 300,000 damage games, this is how it happens. Like, you do your thing where you're able to put yourself in good positions, and then the people around you are just good enough to not get completely yeeted so that you have time to focus down people one at a time, but not good enough to really get rid of all their hit points, right? So it's a delicate balance between a raffle stomp and a good game. And that's why they're so rare. That's why raffle stomps are so much more common, because more often than not, your team's going to be good enough to take advantage of those situations, or they're just not going to be good at all. And in that situation, there's really not a whole lot you can do. You're going to do as much as you can in the short amount of time that you got, and then hope for the best. But in this situation, we end up with just enough time to really get ourselves into good positions and just farm people. And then the enemy team does the right things, for me anyway, does the right things for putting themselves in situations where they're really spread out. So none of them really can focus me at all. So I get to kind of sneak up in here and start dealing with people. Now you'll notice that the Stalingrad's right here, so I'm trying to put myself in position to counter him, because radar cruiser, got to get rid of him, right? And we know we're spotted, we just got to get close enough to spot him. So as we pull in, I'm also letting my destroyer know that the enemy destroyer is out there to the left. He's coming back, because he was the one spotting me. But of course, in true Spartan fashion, we got to leave this Stalingrad with just enough to get away, or at least continue being annoying for a little bit longer. You can see enemy GK puts a couple rounds over the mountain. Smart play, but doesn't quite land. And then, of course, we take another shot, not wanting to take any chances at the Stalingrad, and we're already looking at our Torp Strike on the Montana as well as we take down the Stalingrad, bringing us up to 99,000 damage. Now, right now, you're probably looking at this going, man, I thought you said this was a good game. And I know, this is what I'm telling you. These matches are like this. But a couple of strikes and you turn what was a relatively boring game into, okay, well, we went from 99 to 124, and now I'm going to finish off the Montana. Son of a... He got a heal off right as I went to shoot him. So he actually stays alive just long enough for somebody else to kill. Again. Of course. And then it's time to come around the corner and start dealing with the Grosse Kurfürst, who's out here and decided to finally move forward from the back island, and he's now broadside, perfectly positioned right in front of me, begging for it. So we're going to go ahead and turn the corner and start yeeting this man's health away. Like, I don't know why these people play like this, because this is how it ends up, right? You put yourself in a situation where you can't really do a whole heck of a lot, and then by the time you do decide to move, then it's too late. You're surrounded on all sides, and then what can you do? You can't do anything. Now, as the Kurfürst pushes in, those Torps look awful good, don't they? That's our dude Harley dropping the Torp Strike there, and yeah, he pretty much neuters the man. And speaking of neuters, the man's is about to eat another salvo of torpedoes, because we got to, right? So we're gonna go ahead and drop the Torp Strike on him. And then we're going to take the shot just in case. And of course, that's the moment we get the railguns, right? So I just wasted another torpedo strike, potentially. The Torps are in the water, and they kill him. That's going to be a theme. It's like every time I go to finish somebody with a Torp Strike, somebody ends up yeeting them right as I do. But what happens next can only be described as a series of unfortunate events. As the Shima gets spotted here, I didn't see him in time, so I didn't get a shooting. So the Shima's going to continue being a problem for a little bit longer, but even worse than that, our dude is shooting at the enemy destroyer, which he should be, but unfortunately for him, the enemy battleship shoots at the battleship next to him and hits him. Oh, the sadness. But in my opinion, that was the best possible outcome for this, because while the destroyer is potentially a problem, it allows me to farm some more damage. There's a very healthy GK out here that I would love to farm, and that's exactly what I intend to do. So, as we come out we're going to turn in. We're going to get bow in because there's no reason to not. GK actually ends up shooting at, I guess, our other destroyer. I don't know what he was shooting at there. I'm guessing it's our other destroyer. But we're going to go ahead and shoot for the superstructure. You can see I'm just kind of checking around to see what's going on. And at this point, I know the destroyer's right here next to me, right? Now, I thought this Kurfürst was going to overturn this corner. Like, I thought he was going to turn all the way through and then back out to my left, right? But you can see destroyer drops him a smoke screen right in front of me. So I know the destroyer's right there. But in fact, he actually gets his GK stopped in time and starts turning back the other direction and ends up only taking half of the torpedoes. So instead of 25, we get like 12. Not bad. And then, of course, he's just full broadside at this point. Yeah, the destroyer's here, so we've got to turn. But it's only a matter of time before this guy fires his guns. We've only used one heal up to this point, so we're not worried about anything. This guy goes full broadside, fires his guns, and we absolutely clap him for a huge hit, bringing our damage up to 207,000 damage. We dodge the torps easily enough. You can see those torps are trailing from right to left, right? We can see that as they're moving through the water. They're going from right to left. So the destroyer actually dropped that smoke screen and doubled back to my right. This is handy information to know. But of course I didn't know it at the time because I didn't pay that much attention to the torpedoes other than the fact that I knew that I had dodged them. So I thought the destroyer had slipped out the left side of the smoke screen here, so I'm just trying to charge him down. And that's not the case. Fortunately for me, I'm about to get a lesson where it says something along the lines of torpedoes spotted off the starboard side. And I'll be like, oh god. And sure enough, the torpedoes are coming from my right. Not ideal, but fortunately, the dead body of the Grosse Kurfürst, Mr. President, did that torp strike for me, so only 5 of them got through and they were trailing me, so perfect. Perfectly executed. Now, I'm not going to lie, I thought this destroyer was simply going to wander off into the distance, let our guys cap, and that was that. But that's not what happens. To his credit, he actually moves around, gets a little bit of distance to give himself a potential chance, and then resets the cap. With no time left on the clock, you'll see him fire his guns off to the right there. See how far he is away from me? Gets the guns out. We're going to go ahead and take the guns as well. Now, I assumed that this guy was going to turn, and he unfortunately waited far too long to turn, so my shot ends up high. But, again, I think on a different speed than a lot of people do in this game. And that's the difference between, you know, an average player and a good player, is that you look at how fast they react to things. But 207,000 damage, 2,600 base XP, not too shabby. And Harley may not be the shining star in this match, but he still did a great job. And he managed to survive a one-on-one, essentially, with a Kleber right at the beginning of the match. So, let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.